do now for about 35 years, you know, you need to just be upfront with the people. You know, none of this nonsense about backdoor, deals. You need to go through the pre-review process again. They weren't going to do that, not the family, but the person that's the consultant that's leading them. And that means where the public has a chance to weigh in on whatever it is that they're looking to do. And a pre-review process is, okay, how many homes are you looking to put here? Are you going to put a school here? Are you going to put a park here? Whatever it is it might be. But the purpose of the story, I think, illustrates the fact that there's a new beginning here in the city of Oxnard that I'm extremely excited about. I was very motivated by the President's speech, very touched by the President's speech, and unfortunately, my stomach hurts thinking about that 9-year-old. It'll probably take a long time to get over it, but those who have children, you can understand that, and people without children, anybody can, but you picture your own kids. It's really what it is, and you just, it's heart-wrenching. But I have some great ideas, and I'd like to maybe share those with you, but I wanted to give Carmen an opportunity just to tell you where she's coming from, and I want to say from the get-go, I don't know if I've ever started out better with anyone in an elected office as I have with Carmen Ramirez. She's one of the most unpretentious people I've ever met. She is honest. She's authentic. I just told my wife just about every time I met her that I just come away from it with a really, really good feeling. Now, I did say something to her privately that I will share with you because it is humorous. But we both happen to be Catholic. Don't hold it against us. But I said to Carmen, Carmen, the more I'm with you, the more you remind me of a Roman Catholic nun. So I recorded that one, Tim. She said, well, wait a minute here, I'm not a saint. But anyway, I feel very strongly about Carmen, and it's not just to say this. It's a really good feeling to start out with a new term on the city council with somebody that is not in it for herself. She's in it because of the people, and I'm won over by Carmen. So I want to thank Carmen, and I'm really impressed with Carmen.
She's also good looking.
If I start talking about that, I'm in trouble with my wife.
Well, Tim, thank you for all those nice things that you said, and I am really, I will say that Tim and I during the campaign, we were competing for votes, as we were with the other candidates, but I think it was really good because we kind of had some fun with that. It seemed, in retrospect, it seemed kind of fun. But we did have a hard campaign. Nothing was guaranteed, and learned a lot. Tim really knows how to campaign. He didn't raise a huge amount of money, but people know his name, know his reputation. Everywhere I was walking, Tim had already been there, and not only had he been there, he left a personal note. That really ticked me off. Where do you get time to? And I would see Tim. I still see Tim, high energy fellow. He basically is running everywhere. He's on his bike, which is a wonderful example for our community. And the women up at the 4th floor of City Hall, because I still haven't learned the code how to get in. And usually I'm lucky somebody's there that can buzz me in. They say, Tim, he just jumps over the counter. We just come in on a bike. So Tim's a very impressive candidate. He does homework as an elected official, and I think I would also say that Tim is an honest guy. He's going to do the best he can. We're not always going to agree. We're going to agree not to be disagreeable, and I think that's true with the other city. I think we are going to see a new day, and you're starting to see some of that. I know for some folks it's not like, I'm going to stand, it's not like tomorrow or today we have a new city, but we're on the way at least to, I think, restoring some public confidence in our system. But it really depends a lot on you folks. If you will be there to question us, to hold us accountable, and talking about, I am a Democrat. This is a nonpartisan office, but I really do feel that in a lot of ways we needed to be upfront to support our President Obama and make him do the kind of things we thought he would do, and it didn't happen that way. I think a lot of of us thought, I'm speaking now about national politics, but a lot of us thought, well, not people in here, obviously there's a hardcore group of activists, we thought, well, we can elect this new president, get out of a war, we'll have single-payer health insurance, things will be better. Well, we weren't enough out there to back them up, so compromises were made, some of us not happy about it, but I know the next 2 years are going to be very difficult for, I think, a lot of things that we, and knowing you, the kind of things we want to see happen in our country. I was a teenager when John Kennedy was assassinated, and I was totally heartbroken. And thinking about it now, I just remember how I felt that the world was coming to an end. A few years later, Martin Luther King was assassinated. We have the celebration of his life on Monday. And I thought, how are we going to get over this? And then we went on. I was in my house when Robert Kennedy was killed. I've seen him twice already in his campaign for presidency, and it is so devastating to have that happen. And I think it's been a long time since we had something happen like that in our country, though it happens in other countries all the time, and it just destroys you. We've got to really push back, because I know we're supposed to talk about what's going on in the city, but this is part of it. Last year, when our Congressman Lois Capps was doing the town halls, which he was a little reluctant to do initially because all the hate stuff that was coming out, she finally did one in Oxnard. She did it at the Bethel AME Church. Some of you were there. I was there. Our Oxnard SWAT team had to be there to protect her and the crowd. Couldn't park in front of the place because they were afraid of bombs. They were whisked away at the end because of the fear. And here it has come home to roost. And yes, this fellow in Tucson was mentally ill. We have a lot of mentally ill people out there. But they are given the green light by some of the high, ugly, hateful rhetoric going on. So it behooves all of us, when we disagree or when we agree with people, to really tone it down. Let's be civil. We're doing that